in that game. It's not just been the games that we've gone down to 10 men. That's disingenuous for you to say that. We've not been great over this season. PSG, we played very well. That was a performance where the scoreline and the performance matched up. We played really well and we got the score over the line. But the Brighton game, we weren't that great. Cool. The Atlanta game, we had all our players. We didn't get over the line. The Bournemouth game, you can say down to the red card. Let's be real. Before the red card, we were struggling to break them down with 3 DMs. And we're not surprised. It's not a balanced midfield when you play 3 DMs.
You want to know something? Show me a game this season where we had 11 men where we dropped points. Because in the league, we've not dropped points with 11 men. If you want to talk about in the Champions League versus Atlanta, fair enough. But in the league,
Egal, come on, man.
Not one game where we drop points, we finished the game with 11 men. If you want to tell me about, these things we do it to ourselves, we lack discipline, I question, is it a discipline problem or is it we're being refereed differently? Because there has been over 160 plus games this season, guys. One second. And not one other team has had a player sent off for a second yellow for kicking the ball. There's been numerous opportunities. It happened in the Chelsea game. It happened in the Liverpool game. It happened in the Tottenham-Brighton game. And not one time have we seen that similar red card offense happen to anybody else. But it happened to us twice. I don't know about you guys. If you guys read some of the stuff, there's been a bunch of clubs who were complaining about our dark arts. I think the referees have been looking at us differently and giving us harsh cards. You're laughing.
No, I'm not laughing.
Tottenham Football Club and a couple other Premier League clubs were complaining to the Premier League about Arsenal and how they
we being refereed differently, Egal.
I genuinely believe that referees have their eyes out for us specifically and little things that we do, like time wasting. Because I don't know if you guys do all these readings, articles, and other things outside of just watching the game, but I do. And when I see articles being written about Tottenham Football Club and 7 other clubs have complaint to the Premier League and the PGMOL about Arsenal's dark arts, they do factor that in when they're coming into the games, and they're looking for little intricate things that we do to try to gain an advantage. To what those taking the ball away was one of them. So you guys can sit here and be as negative as you want to be and try to continue to ignore the facts in front of your eyes.
All right, Egal, all right, we have dealt with facts. I've said it many times on this program, which you've attended, that referees are looking out for us because we revel in the dark arts. We revel about Benjamin White in his shenanigans at corners. We revel about how much time he takes. We revel about the amount of time we wasted. If you look at the booking of Lewis Skelly at the Etihad, he got booked because referees were watching our time wasted when he had a conversation with our goalkeeper, and our goalkeeper went, "Oh, my leg." So you're right about that. But what you're wrong about is top teams can still win games with 10 men. They can. Real Madrid, because if you're saying that Arsenal is top team, then they should be able to win a game against Bournemouth with 10 men. They should be able to see it through at home against Brighton with 10 men. It can't be just 10 men. It was performances and the reason why. Everyone who talked to a man or a woman who analysed that game against Bournemouth did not say we lost because of 10 men. They said we lost because we were poor in every aspect of the game, that only 3 of our players turned up against Bournemouth. Partey, Calafiori and Gabriel Magalhaes. The rest of them were terrible. That's why we lost against Bournemouth. We lost against Brighton. We lost against Brighton when we were 1-0 up, by the way, because we retreated and invited pressure on us. That's why we lost the game. It can't be just down to referees. As I said, top teams.
We never lost against.
We've won games with 10 men before, so you can't just say we've never won a game with 10 men. You can't say Man City, Real Madrid, or all the big sides have won games with 10 men. It's part of football. Under Arsene Wenger, we had players sent off every 5 seconds, but we still won games. The fact is, yes, Arsenal have been refereed differently, but guess what? If you know you've been refereed differently, and all the pundits and all the fans and terrorists know you've been refereed differently, why did Declan Rice do what he did in order to
He
get
didn't
him.
know. They set an example.
Why did Trossard kick the ball away in front of the referee against Man City? Why did he do that?
So why didn't the referee give Doku a yellow card for the same
doesn't
thing?
matter about
in the
Arsenal.
game?
I'm talking about
No.
Arsenal.
You don't get
No,
to
that's the problem with Arsenal fans always do.
The fact of the matter is, in the same game when they gave Leandro Trossard a second yellow for that incident, another Man City player did the exact same thing. They
Does
didn't
it
even
matter? Does it matter?
It does matter.
It
does matter. We're being refereed differently. What can't you get? What can't you get? We are being treated.
But the fact is, you know all of that. Why give the referees ammunition? Why are you giving referees
at that point, it's already done. At the end of the day, these referees have it in their hands to give yellow cards and red cards, to have VR overturn it, to do all these things. Unfortunately, under Mikel Arteta, we have had somewhat of a discipline issue. But I think this season, in 8 games, to get 3 red cards, that is an unprecedented level of red cards. Even you guys have to admit. One second. Even you guys have to admit. To get 3 red cards out of 8 games is ridiculous.
Yeah, but they weren't overturned, were they?
Here's where I disagree with you slightly again, right? And here's where I agree with Kenny when he says, or Northside when he says it is a discipline issue, right? Saliba's is a red card. There's no question about it. I don't think anybody's going to argue against that one. It's a red card offence. Yes, we see a similar thing happen in the Liverpool game. The difference being is obviously where the ball's landing. Colwell's clearly going to get there first, whereas with Ben White, you don't know whether he's going to win that race with Evan Nelson.
Are you serious? I'm going to bring you a diagram.
Hang on.
I'm going to get you a diagram.
Why are you laughing?
Do you know what? Yeah, no. Do you know what's funny? Yeah,
hang on.
Because Arsenal fans, yeah, like yourself, Egal, you guys will cheer up the dark arts, but it works both ways. Dark arts means, yeah, you see Ramos and Pepe, back in the day of Real Madrid, they'll do things that should be noted by the referee, but they get away with it. But you always run the risk that you ain't gonna always get away with it. You always run the risk. If you set the precedent that we can do dark arts, well, teams can do dark arts as well. It works both ways. We can't celebrate it. Hold on a sec. You can't celebrate it when it's Arsenal and say, well, it's the dark arts. We don't want to review the decisions. We got away with it. No one talks about dark arts and the things that we get away with when it goes for us. But when it's other teams, oh, it's unprecedented. Big up to Brandon, because that Saliba one isn't unprecedented because that was a red. This is the problem, yeah? At the end of the day, diagram for you. Do you want at the end of the day, I don't need a diagram. I don't need a diagram, yeah? Because why do you need a diagram for?
Okay, this is what it's for. Brendan said,
who drew that? Who drew that? Babs.
This is no, it's not Babs, bro. It's my guy Monty. So basically, you got a situation where Tosin could have got sent off for that situation where he was standing and Colwell was behind him, where Ben White was almost level to Saliba and he was deemed that he was not close enough to recover. How is a guy who's behind the player closer to recover? Then you actually look at the still images of the two situations. One second. And you look at the two situations, you see that the player's down here and the ball is still in the air, where in this situation, the ball is closer to the sideline. So that means Ben White is going to have more time to recover. So in my opinion, this is a situation where they're both red cards or they're both yellow cards. And you can't tell me that there's a massive difference between the two, because then you're basically saying VAR is determining what is a goal scoring opportunity and what is not a goal scoring opportunity, because that is not part of VAR. VAR is supposed to just give clear and obvious errors. And you guys, as much as you want to say that the referee's right and it's a red card, then sure, then you have to say the Tosin one was also a red card. Because as you can see here, Ben White was closer to the goal and had more recovery time to cut off the angle than a guy who was behind him in Chilwell. Simple.
Okay, before you come in, Brandon, before you come in, Northside, I know you've got to go, bro, because you got your thing. I will redirect to you because you got your watch along. So you go, bro. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Now, big up, man. Big up. Listen, the last thing I'll say before I go, yeah, this is a problem, Egal. You always hold everybody else to account but the people that run this club and the players on the pitch. At the end of the day, who played him that stupid ball back? Trossard. So you should be talking about him. Yeah, he was wrong to play that ball. Also, Saliba doesn't have to bring the player down. Regardless, he doesn't have to. Yeah, we go 1-0 down. We still got 11 men. You said with 11 men, we can still get back into the team. It's an inferior team. Yeah, that's down to the team. But the way that we were playing football, even before that red card, was a disgrace, bro. The way the manager set us up was a disgrace. Also, the fact that we're having to use this bench has nothing to do with the fact that we have seen Havertz not scoring goals in games. We've seen Jesus get a bunch of opportunities in front of goal, not put him away. Yeah. When do you actually look at the manager and say, where are all the things that we did well? Really quickly before I go, yeah, there are things that this manager used to do well. But the problem is, yeah, he doesn't know how to mash them together. One season we're playing attacking football. Next season we're playing defensive football. What happened to the overlaps from Ben White and crossing into the box? What happened to the crosses into Declan Rice so he can head the ball? And that was another option that we could use to score goals. What happened to crosses into Havertz and using his height to score goals? What happened to Martinelli when he used to run through teams like he scored against Chelsea? What happened to that? What happened to actually having someone like Tini at the back that could defend but can also score goals? What happened to Thomas Partey that used to be a deep line playmaker and DM shielding the back line and putting balls over the front and putting balls? Let me finish because I have to go quickly. But what happened to Partey as a deep line playmaker, making chances for the front three and is passing from deep? There was a lot of things that we had, yeah, but it seems like all of that is nullified all of that to just have this defensive approach. He might as well play three at the back. I'm sorry, yeah. If this fan base want to champion dark arts and want to champion this bench, well, cool. You have to now back it, because this is the bench you guys wanted and you told us was good enough. The dark arts, you man was saying it's a way to win a game. If it goes against you, I don't want to hear it. There's bad decision making, not just for Arsenal, for everybody. Yeah, but the manager has to find a way. Don't start coming out with this unprecedented red cards and stuff like that. Hussam has told us times where Man City players have put high studs and need into them and they haven't got a red. It goes for everyone. At the end of the day, we lack the preparation in getting a striker. We lack the preparation in getting proper competition for Odegaard. And the fact that this manager, yeah, does not know how to utilize his players properly. Who told him to go and get Calafiori to be an inverted left back when we've already done that with Zinchenko and it didn't work out? Who told him to do that? Nobody. He's created this team the way he wants. So guess what? With time, with money, yeah, your final product, you will be judged. And this season, he has to get over the line. We're not hearing anything about VAR. Everybody gets managed by VAR. And don't just go on like it's a conspiracy theory for Arsenal. Other teams complain about it as well. Get over the line. Get over the line. Man City get things that go against them. Liverpool get things that go against them. Chelsea, I've been watching all the opposition this season. They get decisions that go against them as well. Get over the line. Stop using referees, VAR, red cards, the fact that we've got players out as if we couldn't prepare for the majority of those things. We can't control what the referees do. But also, how about don't pull the man down? How about don't kick the ball out of play when the referees told us at the start of the season, if you do that, you're going to get booked? How about don't do that? There are things that are in our control that we can do, but you would rather skate over all of that and say you guys are being negative. No, it's an accountability. The same way you'll make us accountable for everything we're saying here and calling us negative, have that same accountability for your manager that's created this, your sporting director and Edu that you've believed in, and the bench that you've told us that's fixed. It's not just accountability for people that say things online and VAR and referees and pundits and Arsenal fans that don't believe. It's also accountability for the people that make the decisions at the club. And when they keep making the same mistakes, this is why we stick to our guns, bro. And that's the difference. Yeah. So stop looking at excuses, bro. It's 5 years in. I'm sorry. We are not prepared. And injuries come down to a lack of preparation. If he went out there and got the players necessary, I'd be looking and saying, no problem. We got Danny Olmo. No problem, Egal. We've got Isak on the bench. Or we got this and that. But instead, look at the team that he's created. 2 strikers that don't score goals. A winger that can't compete with Saka. A bench that we've got Ethan that's 17 years old. Is he really going to develop him? Did he develop ESR? Did he develop Zinchenko the way people said he was going to develop him? Did he develop Jesus? Did he develop all these players, bro? No, he didn't. Did he develop Eddie Nketiah? He didn't develop these players. He's not going to give him the minutes. He's only throwing Lewis Skelly on now and feeding him to the wolves. You're bringing an Ethan in a game with 10 minutes and feeding him to the wolves. What does that do to his confidence? I'm sorry, there gets a point where you have to make your manager as accountable as you make the VAR and the referees. You can't always look at everybody else and say, why they're not doing us a job. We've lacked the preparation. And I'm sorry, fans like yourself have said that we should get on board of all of this. So when it goes sideways, you also have to say, do you know what? Maybe the bench wasn't as prepared as I thought it was.
You want to know something? I'm not prepared for that because we're still. What am I confused? Or have we only lost one game in 6 months?
No problem,
Is that
Egal.
not true? Is
No
that
problem.
not true?
No problem.
Am I mistaken, or are we not undefeated in pretty much majority of our games except until the last game?
It's not the only game we've dropped points, though, is it?
Listen, you can drop points. You can get a draw away at Man City. You can get a draw versus Brighton when you're down to 10 men. I think it's relatively understandable. Northside, I understand criticizing Mikel Arteta over the lineups. I understand giving Easton an opportunity, being a little bit more brave. I understand saying, even if you want to say the red cards are on you, you need to be better at that. I understand that. But the thing that I don't understand is I feel like you're saying everything is coming to a head, and now we're seeing the problems we've seen months ago. No, bro. A couple of weeks ago, you would not have been saying this.
That's a lie, Dan. Have I not been calling this out?
A couple of weeks ago, you would not be saying everything is showing up now, and now we have problems again.
You're lying, Egal. You're lying.
I think Northside. After you've seen us weather the storm with Odegaard out, you were like, okay, we're doing good. Now that Saka's gone out, you still don't want to acknowledge that Saka's injured.
Egal, I don't put words in your mouth.
Both being injured.
I don't put words in your mouth.
One second.
Egal, no.
Understand my point. Understand my point. You are having.
No, I'm not going to let you put words in my mouth.
Understand my point.
Don't say things that I didn't say.
Understand my point.
I'm on my channel every day. Don't say that.
Understand my point.
Every time I've come on this channel, you're not going to do that, bro. You're not going to do that because I never said that. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that.
Okay.
If you want to say your opinion, but don't lie on things that I've said.
Listen to
yeah, you want to challenge my opinion, that is fine, Egal, and I need to go, but don't say things I didn't say.
Okay.
In the summer, Egal, let me say what I said because you said something that's a lie, and I'm not going to let that pass. Stop lying. No, I did not say that. I didn't say that it was okay.
Have you at any point acknowledged that Saka and Odegaard are injured?
What you said, Egal, let me reply
to what you said.
Let me reply to what you said. That's not correct because I'm not going to allow anyone to say something that I did not say.
You're just cutting me off. You're not.
No, because you said something that's a lie, and I'm not going to have that.
Okay, I never said that. At what point are you going to acknowledge that you guys traders are injured?
At what point are you going to acknowledge that? Before Odegaard got injured. Odegaard got injured.
Yeah, Egal, whoa. Egal, just let Northside stop.
Let me say my point.
And I don't like that.
And then
let me say my point. Let me say my point because you lied on something. You lied on something that I said. No, you're being disingenuous
because you were not going to say. You said.
I do not care what you said.
If Odegaard and Saka get injured,
let me say my bit because I gotta go, bro. Let me just say my bit.
Odegaard and Saka get injured, we're gonna be in trouble. And now you're ignoring.
No, I don't care.
Northside, really quick, and then Egal can come in really quick.
And then I gotta go.
Can't let you both shout over each other, man. Come on.
If you don't like my opinion, that is completely fine. Do not lie on my opinion. I'm live every day, and I keep my standards the same. Before Odegaard got injured, I said we need to go get Dani Olmo. It's on my channel. The facts are there. After Odegaard got injured, I said, this ain't good enough. People told me, oh yeah, Trossard is playing in the 10. I said, this ain't sustainable. I never said that this was good enough. Yeah. And I said, why didn't we go out there and get Dani Olmo like I wanted instead of giving Barcelona the time to get Dani Olmo? Please do not lie on my name and tell me that I was happy and said, oh, it's okay. Even though Odegaard got injured, we got Trossard there. No. I wasn't happy with that. And I've been calling that. And I've been calling out this bench for time on this channel and on my channel and every other channel I've been on. I've kept saying what happens when Odegaard's injured, what happens if Saka's out, and what happens if something happens to one of our strikers. Oh, plus, we need a proper striker. And I said we need a deep line playmaker. Yeah, you cannot like my opinion. That's up to you. I honestly don't care because at the end of the season, we'll talk, Egal. You know we'll talk. But do not say that I was happy with that because I was not happy in saying that it was good with Trossard playing in the 10. I was not happy with that. I was never happy with that because I never wanted that. That is why I said I wanted Dani Olmo. I gotta go now. Big up.
Performance versus PSG.
But listen, I gotta go.
Were you not happy with the performance versus PSG?
Yeah, I was happy with that performance as a solo performance. And I said at the start of the season, we are not prepared. We're not going to win a major honor because this team ain't ready. The bench ain't ready. The team is not strong enough and it hasn't been strengthened.
One more thing before you go. Maybe it's a little disingenuous for me, but when it comes to Odegaard and Saka both being out, you said it from the beginning of the season that if those two guys are both out, we're fucked. Now that we're in that situation, can you not admit that you're going to expect poor performances? You're not going to expect the same performance.
No, I didn't expect us to win anything, even if they were fit, because they've never shown us to get over the line, and that's factual information. They've never got us over the line. Second of all, because we didn't prepare and strengthen the way we should have in terms of quality, instead of Sterling, someone that could actually rival Saka, and because we didn't actually go out there and strengthen the number 10, I'm not surprised that we're in this situation, because I said if we didn't strengthen the way we should strengthen, this was always going to happen. Did I expect it to happen this early? No, I didn't. But I knew it was going to cost us, either now or the end of the season. I personally think it's going to, obviously, end of the season, you know who's won and who's not. But I always said this was going to happen because we didn't strengthen. This is not something I said now. I've been saying this. And I've not wavered, even when people like yourself have been very positive about the bench. I've not wavered in my opinion because I knew that the bench wasn't that good. That's what I'm saying, Egal. You don't have to agree with me. But I beg you don't put words in my mouth.